So I saw Prometheus at midnight and I'm going to see it again in a few hours. Is there really much point in me doing this review? Prometheus. So the plot of Prometheus is basically a group of scientists find some cave paintings around the world, and on these cave paintings there seems to be some sort of star map pointing them to a different galaxy. And once funded, they travel on a ship called Prometheus to this planet to discover the origins of humanity. Now there's been a lot of talk about this film about being a prequel to Alien, and after watching it I can say it's not really a direct prequel. It certainly has ties and references, but that's about as far as it goes. It's pretty much its own contained story. But like the original Alien, it has a slow first hour build, and in this slow build it actually created characters I cared about. And I was never bored within this first hour. It kept moving and it kept going, and the story just kept progressing. And then after the first hour, where it starts to get a bit more darker and more tense, it never really becomes a horror movie, it becomes more of a science fiction movie. So I went in expecting like a horror sci-fi, and what I got was just purely a hard science fiction film with some horror ideas thrown in. I mean, don't get me wrong, it has some really great scenes of body horror. I mean, I was actually impressed with how far they pushed some of the body horror for the rating that it's got. It's a film that's built on complex ideas. It asks about our faith, it asks about where we came from, and most importantly it's about mankind always trying to seek answers to questions that they probably shouldn't be trying to seek the answers to. And like all fantastic science fiction films, it makes you think. It's like if you got Alien and mixed it with Blade Runner, that's what Prometheus would be. It's as if he's taken the fiction of Alien and then all the ideas from Blade Runner, all the hard science fiction, and merged them together. And with that you get a fantastic science fiction film, which at times can lead to some slightly muddled, and it leaves a lot of unanswered questions. I mean, by the end of this film it is just screaming for a sequel. It feels like the beginning of a new saga. And a lot of people online that I've been reading seem to just completely trashing this film. They're going on about how it never answered any of the questions they wanted, how it didn't directly lead to the beginning of Alien. And from the off, Ridley Scott said that this was not a direct prequel to Alien. So really, if you go in there expecting a prequel to Alien, and that's not what you get, that's your own problem, because the film's not stated to be that. A lot of people don't seem to like the open-endedness of it. But with that, it makes you question it and talk about it, and it opens a lot of discussions, which is what great science fiction films do. They make you talk, they make you think. I mean, I have all my personal theories on the film, and my friend who I went with, he had a completely different set of theories on what happened. But after all this anticipation, I can see why it would be anticlimactic to quite a few people. But for me, it had everything that I wanted from this film. Even though I went in expecting like a horror sci-fi mix like Alien, and I mainly just got a science fiction film. Now after watching it, I couldn't imagine it as a horror sci-fi mix. So it's also beautiful as well. I mean, the first, I think, 3 minutes of this film are so beautifully shot, and the consistent tone of how fantastic it looks stays throughout the whole film. And when you've got beautiful vistas, and you've got a plot that paces the film perfectly, there's not much to hate about it. I just think a lot of the mainstream audience will be alienated by how complex this film can be. It's not a film that you can just go and shut yourself off to. It makes you think, and you've always got to be engaged. And it's a film that wants you to make your own interpretations of it, your own theories. And you know what? I absolutely love Prometheus. I think it's one of Ridley Scott's best. I went at midnight. I enjoyed every single second of it. I never got bored or tired. I'm going again later. Sure, it's got a lot of ideas and it's sort of modelled and it's kind of open-ended, but I had no problem with that. So overall, when a big summer sci-fi fiction film would be Transformers, and then this year we get Prometheus, and then the other year we got Inception, I think it's fantastic, and I'm going to give Prometheus a solid 5 out of 5 stars. Definitely check it out. If you're a Ridley Scott fan, if you're a sci-fi fan, just go. Just while you're even here, even if you're in America, fly over. Come and see it. Come and see it. As usual, if you want to subscribe, you can just click right here to subscribe.
Big things have small beginnings.